Hello everyone, today we're going to solve the given initial value problem. We have that 4y double prime minus 4y prime minus 3y is equal to 0. We also have that y of 0 equals 1 and y prime of 0 equals 7. This equation right here is a homogeneous differential equation, which then allows us to infer that y is equal to e to the power of mx, y prime is equal to m times e to the power of mx, and y double prime is equal to m squared times e to the power of mx. So now knowing this, what we're going to do is plug in the values of y, y prime, and y double prime into the equation. And when we do that, this is the result. Our next step is to factor out the value of e to the power of mx. And when we do that, we get e to the power of mx times 4m squared minus 4m minus 3. So the value of e to the power of mx can never equal 0. So we don't need to worry about that. So all we have left is 4m squared minus 4m minus 3 is equal to 0. So now what we could do is factor out this equation into 2m plus 1 times 2m minus 3. These two terms individually equal 0. So now what we want to do is solve for m. So we get m is equal to negative 1/2 and m is equal to 3 over 2. So this in turn gives us two individual solutions of y1 of x is equal to e to the power of negative 1/2 x, and y2 of x is equal to e to the power of 3 over 2x. So then we can formulate a general solution of y equals c of 1 times e to the power of negative 1/2 x plus c of 2 times e to the power of 3 over 2x. Now, our next step is to plug in the value of 0 into x. And when we do that, we know that the equation is equal to 1. So we have that 1 equals c1 e to the power of 0 plus c2 e to the power of 0, which then gives us 1 is equal to c1 plus c2. So now our next step is to find the derivative of this equation right here. And when we do that, we get that y prime is equal to negative 1/2 c of 1 e to the power of negative x over 2 plus 3 over 2 times c2 e to the power of 3x over 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in 0 for x, and we know that when we do that, the equation is equal to 7. So then we get 7 equals negative 1/2 c1 plus 3 over 2 c2. So now that we have these two separate equations, we can use them to find c1 and c2. So our next step is to solve for c1. So that's c1 is equal to 1 minus c of 2. So now our next step is to plug in 1 minus c of 2 into the equation 7 equals negative 1/2 plus 3 over 2 c2. And when we work this out, we're going to get that 14 over 2, which is essentially 7, is equal to negative 1/2 plus 1/2 c of 2 plus 3 over 2 c of 2. And when we continue to do the algebra, we're going to get that c of 2 is equal to 15 over 4. So now knowing this, we're going to plug in 15 over 4 back into the original equation of c sub 1 equals 1 minus c of 2. And when we get that, we're going to get c of 1 is equal to 4 over 4 minus 15 over 4. So that gives us that c of 1 is equal to negative 11 over 4. So now we can plug in c of 1 and c of 2 back into our original equation of y. And we're going to get that the general solution is going to be y equals negative 11 over 4 times e to the power of negative x over 2 plus 15 over 4 times e to the power of 3x over 2.